Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Planet Tyro. I'm your host Donald Wonder, and I'm going to do a movie review for you today for Gone Girl, the movie that is getting praised as the best movie of 2014 period. Now, I'm coming at this from a slightly different perspective. A couple of months ago, me and my co-host Nuance actually reviewed the book, which is what the movie is based off, and we reviewed the trailer as well because we saw the trailer, and I have to admit we were very pessimistic about how we thought the movie was going to come with bad casting and whatever. But I've just watched the movie. I have a lot of positive things to say, a few criticisms, so let's get into it.
Tyro Media.
Gone Girl. Gone Girl, a 2014 psychological thriller about a couple that go through some marital problems. Well, let me be more precise. It's about a man who's accused of his wife's disappearance or murder. His wife one day just disappears. And without going into too much spoilers, it's about unraveling the truth surrounding her disappearance. The whole situation with the husband being accused of murder, social media. There's a lot going on in this movie, and there's a lot to hide. There's a lot I can't disclose because I don't want this to be spoilery. But what I do want to say is, I'm going to tell you right now, this movie is fantastic. I also agree, this is the best movie of 2014. I absolutely adored the book. I was blown away by this book. I highly recommended it, and I'm really surprised how fast they tracked this movie. For this book to a movie, because the book only came out in 2012, so this is a really fast turnaround in terms of adaptations. But it was a New York Times bestseller, it's everywhere, and now it's a movie form, and now I have to say this is a very, very exceptional adaptation, and this is coming from someone who read the book. Now, I think the thing that makes this particularly exceptional is the fact that the writer of the book, Miss Gillian Flynn, is the screenplay writer. People, this does not happen all the time. Usually when you got books adapted into movies, they usually give when the writer sells off the movie rights, they usually get another screenplay writer, maybe someone who's more experienced in creating screenplays, but usually you lose the feeling for the movie. When you've got the author who actually wrote the book, writing the screenplay for the movie, this is what can happen. You can get a very faithful adaptation that pleases the book lovers and the general audience, because you're getting across the message, and that's what you get across here. Let's talk about the casting. Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike, Tyler Perry, and among others, I can't be over this right now. The acting is really good. I think they did really good casting. Although Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike, their characters in this movie are slightly older than they are in the book. I'm pretty sure they were 5 or 6 years younger. And the reason why I'm bringing it up specifically is it matters when you're coming from the book, because they're a younger couple, considering how intense what the reveals are. It has a stronger effect because they're a younger couple. Ben Affleck looks like he's in his mid-40s, coming to 50s, and Rosamund Pike, she's a beautiful looking woman. But anyway, coming from the book, it's a change. It's a noticeable change. That's all I will say. But no, does this affect their acting? No. I'm just pointing it out. It's a change. But to be honest with you, speaking about comparing the book to the movie, this woman really adapted it so well. 90% of the book is here. This is an absolutely fantastic adaptation. The things that are cut, I have no complaints about. And honestly, after watching the movie, it's very interchangeable. It's hard for me to say, go read the book, you're going to miss something from the movie. Nah, they both cover pretty much the same ground. The only difference is, with the book, you've got a lot more inner monologue, which means things are a lot more it's a lot more intense, because you get to hear the thoughts of the characters a lot more, everything they're thinking and feeling. But let me be honest with you, you hear that a lot from the female character anyway. For Ben Affleck's character, Seen Is Enough. Who else? Tyler Perry. I don't want to give too much props to Tyler Perry, because I think he acted very natural, very good. But he didn't have a lot to do anyway. He was just a lawyer. It's not like he was in court with holding a case. People are giving Tyler Perry props and all that. I think he has potential. But this movie showed he can actually act. But I don't want to sit here and say he was fantastic. It's just better than a lot of the other shit he's done. And I think Tyler Perry is a very good entrepreneur, a very nice guy with black acts and all that. But in this movie, I think he's just okay. Now let's talk about the direction. This was obviously directed by David Fincher, he's a legendary director, directed Fight Club amongst many other favourites of mine and the public's. The funny thing is, he's getting a lot of props. You know, the whole thing with books turned to movies, so many directors take the credit for the stories in these movies. When they didn't write the stories, they just directed. Now, I'm not going to say David Fincher didn't do a good job with the directing. Great cinematography, the sound is good, the production team did a really good job at capturing this book and turning it into a movie. And I'm not saying that's an easy job to do, it's not. But what I will say is, it's all about the story. Gillian Flynn gets, for me, she gets 80% of the credit. Because it's just, when I read the book, I was blown away. The movie to me is a perfect transition of that. But then again, the book gave me that anyway. So I'm looking at the movie and I'm like, this is basically just a visual representation of what I had in my mind from reading the book anyway. So, and I don't think David Fincher did something miraculous with the movie that, you know what, maybe another director would have fucked this up. But I just want to say, I want to give a lot more props to Gillian Flynn, because so many times writers are overshadowed by directors in movies, especially when you have adaptations. People forget about who wrote these stories, and all they care about is the director. So no, I'm sorry, I have to give Gillian Flynn all the 90% of the props for this movie. But direction was good. The acting was good. This is a perfect adaptation. Is this the best movie of 2014 I've seen so far? Yes. But in saying that, let's put it in perspective. 2014's all been about superhero and action movies. This is the first serious drama movie, as far as I can remember. Nothing compares to this. But saying that, if there was some other dramas, I still think this would have been movie of the year anyway. It's a fantastic movie. People who have read the book, you'll be satisfied with this. If you haven't read the book, would I say just watch the movie? Yeah, I guess you can do that. I'm not gonna hold it against you, but you know, the book has a little bit more intensity, but I would say pretty much it's interchangeable. They are so close together. Gillian Flynn had her hands in both pieces. She did a great job. You know what? I eat my own words. Yeah, Ben Affleck, he's not my favourite actor, but he did well, man. He did his best. It was good enough. He portrayed the character well. Rosamund Pike, people are talking about Oscar-worthy performance here. Yeah, I have to agree. She was phenomenal. This was perfect. I really enjoyed this movie. 2.5 hours. You know what? It's a very long book, and it's exactly perfect timing. I've got nothing but praise for this movie. I'm going to give this a very, very high first class. Check this out, man. This is the best movie of 2014 for me. But then, like I said, you're going up against all these superhero movies. It's different. But there isn't even a drama that I've heard of that people are comparing to this. So I think it does deserve the praise. I'm very satisfied as being that nerdy book guy who read the book first. But people still check out our review for the book, because we just had that banter. I still think if you're a couple watching this movie, if you're a man watching this movie, get ready to have your balls crushed. But man, this is a fantastic movie. Yeah, what more can I say? Go and see Gone Girl as soon as you can. But if you've read the book, I would also recommend the audiobook, guys. The audiobook, if you listen to the audiobook, then I don't think you need to rush and see the movie, because they are so similar. This is such just a visual transition to the movie form. But, you know, I can't say it did anything mind-blowing. Decent cinematography, very good soundtrack, very eerie soundtrack. And all I've got to say is this is probably, to date, the best adaptation from book to movie I've ever seen. And this week, all I've been talking about is adaptations from movies to books. So, anyway, that's it, people. Thanks for watching. If this is your first time watching the review of Planet Tyro, thanks for watching. We're coming under hiatus mode, which means I'm just doing the reviews a bit low budget on my webcam on my laptop, but usually I do it on a HD camera behind a nice backdrop. But right now, I just ain't got the time to do that. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think if you read the book. I still say check out the book or whatever. If you think the movie's overhyped, let me know, because some people are saying it's overhyped. I don't think it's overhyped. I really do think it's a good movie. But people, that's enough of my rambling review. Gone Girl, check it out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. And that's about it. Peace.